I mean, over the years, I've shared a lot of different things trying to help people understand how the world tries to trap you in something. And there's cultures, there's a lot of different kinds of things, and recognizing what is yours. And Cindy was talking about the reticular brain, hey Sonny Bear, hey Nan. Um, it's like a storage box for your computer. You get one of those.
Filter.
Huh?
It's the filter for your senses.
Yeah. So in there, we go in there to navigate life, to live, to experience whatever it is. And so she's using the word reticular, and it's very, very specific. And there's different parts of our brain. And when you talk about a psychic, they use a certain part of the brain. When you talk about a medium and other things, because a medium allows something to talk through them. And there's a lot of this, like when you use psychometry, you're touching, so the sensory is activating something and you're watching a movie. So there's lots of parts to the brain, and we're not taught about that. We're not made conscious. They know everything about the human body, how we react, how we feel, why we have phobias, why we have ancestral stuff. They know everything. They know what alcohol does to the body. They know what drugs does to the body. They know all this stuff. But they want to keep us dysfunctional. They study it to find a new way to get us more dysfunctional. They don't want us to heal it. They don't want us to free ourselves from these things. So when you get more and more knowledge into this holographic machine you call your brain, and the more you understand how certain things go on, like I have a friend yesterday that I was connected to yesterday, and she is opening up more and more parts of her mind, and all kinds of things are going on. She doesn't understand it, but she knows this is what's happening, and she's curious about it. So she's not shutting that down, because with a reticular brain, it's like you're going to put a filter in there when you get afraid, and you're not going to look at it. You're going to avoid it. You're going to go around it. You're going to go over it, under it, whatever it is to avoid an experience. But the whole idea in life is to go through the experience, figure it out, solve it, and move on. And there's lots and lots of different things cultures have figured out through the time of man being on the planet. And there's a lot of mantras. When you're doing a mantra, you're telling your brain something. It's like a lot of people don't know. They can tell their brain to literally shut up, be quiet. And people are like, what? Yeah, you can tell your brain to actually shut up and be quiet. And if you do it long enough, you're going to find somewhere your brain is just going to stop, and it's going to be really strange because it's not doing all kinds of stuff. You just let it do all the time. You have no control over your mind because you don't understand. You got to figure it out. And when you incorporate new things, anytime with energy, with knowledge, with practice, with belief, you're going to change something. And it's like when I'm doing things, like my friend yesterday, she says every time she sees me and she looks at my face, she says she sees a big purple blue cloud around my head. And she was asking me about it. And this is where everybody has things, but they don't share it. And a lot of people believe maybe it's their power, and then they use it in a wrong way. And I'm like, don't get caught up in doing that. Honor it. It's like when I see things at times around people, I tell them. And I'll ask the universe, am I supposed to do something about this? Good morning, Pronoia. And like I say, I got to reteach myself, like even saying the name Pronoia. I know how to say it, but when I go to say it, my brain wants to do all kinds of things. But if I practice it long enough, I'll be able to say it very easily. But that's incorporating new knowledge and not allowing my reticular brain to shut me down, feel ashamed, whatever. Even when I'm reading sometimes, I know what the word is, and sometimes it's just like my brain doesn't want me to say it correctly or whatever, and it's a challenge. So I have learned a lot of things. And this is where you got to unprogram things. And culture stuff, really, really bad. I've been looking at a lot of cultures over the years, and you see the superstitions, you see all the paranoias, you see all the different fears, and so many other things. That's cool, Bon Jovi. So this is where the universe, when you were born, you designed yourself to be perfect. Not what the world says is right or wrong, but what you came here to be for a reason. And you're not broken. But everybody wants to have a badge of, oh, poor me, or I know, or and all these silly things. And I'm like, it doesn't work that way. Why do you have a brain and you don't understand it? Why have you lived all your life up to where you are and you have no idea what your brain does? Even when you dream, even when you go to sleep at night, you don't understand anything. What are you thinking about? Oh, geez, this weekend I think I'm going to go party, and oh, there's a bar over here. I'm going to check it out. If there's somebody really sexy, and I'll be as sleazy as I can. And that's more important than really trying to go, whoa, what the hell is my brain doing? You know, there's a brain here. There's a brain here. There's a brain here. This one is connected to the universe and has every kind of knowledge. This one just does whatever you want to let it do. This one down here, it's just driven for one thing and it just spins you out. And you have no control over it because it creates so much chemicals. Once it gets going, you can't stop it. And it's out of control. And it's like, well, am I the one who's creating this life? Or I'm just stimulated by energy and sounds and scents and things. And I'm just in this pattern. Do I need to stop and change this? Because once you realize, you go, whoa. You know, usually from about 12 years old until you're about 25, you're just on automatic. You're just a chemistry factory and you're just going through life and you're just experiencing things. You get about 25, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, there's something more than just parties, drugs, booze, all this stuff I've been doing. By the time you're 30, a lot of people quit drinking, quit drugs. They want to be married. They start growing up. They start getting rid of their silly friends. They start changing. They start getting responsible for this and this and this. Because the brain between the legs is a chemistry factory. And it's a very powerful brain. And a lot of people have no idea. And then when they go into yoga and they pump their base chakra on that, they charge that energy. And at a certain point, they haven't, learned how to use the energy right. So they just go off to somewhere and use up the energy in a sexual encounter. And they feel really bad and shamed about it. And they go up and down in this yo-yo. And it's like, why am I stuck in this pattern? When am I going to decide I want to change it? Hey, Rachel. And so when you understand mantras and that, it's like you got to sit in the first chakra, the second chakra, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and then you go up 8, 9, 10th and higher. But people don't do that. And having knowledge helps you. Having mantras, like Cindy has created this list of mantras, you can pick ones out and you can focus on them until you manifest that, till you create that reality. But the reticular brain is sitting there, it doesn't want you to figure it out. And we've been living with this inside our minds, and most people don't ever figure it out. They just stay in automatic and they just keep repeating the same kinds of things. And that's where it's like trying to understand, what do you want to do? Like, I want to live for 1,000 years. I want to live for a long time. I want to be a master. I want to be Saint Germain. I want to be an ascended master. So I want to understand what this is doing up here, this chemistry factory, this holographic machine, and I want to use the right things in here because I need to deprogram myself. Once I do that, I have to put the right things back into the brain that's going to change and help me to live a different way. And this is where I say everything starts in your childhood. And then once you get 12 years old, it's like somebody put a rocket up your ass and you just take off. One day you sit there and you're like, oh my God, I'm 30 years old. What did I do with my life? And then you look at all these things and you don't want to look at your memories. You don't want to even try to understand your experiences. And your reticular brain is there and saying, no, 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 just don't bother it. And then you just live on repeat, repeat, repeat. Cindy is realizing this. And we talked about that this morning. And she's really, really learning and she's sitting in it. And she's looking at lots of different, she's sliding those curtains aside and she's going, oh, okay, I see that. But somewhere her reticular brain will try to trick her in some way and close that off. But she's worked all these years and discovered things. And now she's going to change that. And then she's going to put all the correct things she wants in there. And that's where you start becoming the master. It's not a lot of other things around that are influencing. And learning to love yourself, learning to love everything you have, everything you do. So I'm going to start into this book. I think I talked long enough.
And that book came before the other Telos books.
Okay, Cindy says this one came before the other ones. So part 4, missions of assistance. So this is where when they're going to be helping us on the surface when they come up. So our merging civilizations, you can ask to come to Telos. So this is something you do in your meditation. It's something you do when you go to sleep. If you take a nap in the day, ask to go to these higher fifth dimensions. Greetings, my brothers and sisters of light. I am Adam, the High Priest of Telos. I am here to bring you greetings from my fellow citizens who dwell below in Telos. Your fellow brothers and sisters of light who are here working towards the ascension just as you are. Know that we do indeed exist and many of us have already surfaced. We invite you to converse with us telepathically, for the merging of our two great civilizations is imminent and necessary for the ascension of the whole planet. You can ask to come to Telos before you go to sleep at night. You can call to Adam and receive. This is all very exciting, for we have waited a long period of time to contact you on the surface. Now is a time, for the earth is changing rapidly and great cataclysms are in store for the surface. You will need to stay very grounded, very centered in your being. You will need to call on the mighty I Am presence to fill you, to stabilize you, and to connect you to the earth where you are holding the light. I thank you for making this connection with me and for inviting me to speak to your group. I will be most happy to speak whenever you wish, whenever you call upon me, for I am here to serve along with you. Blessings, I send you blessings and greetings from Telos. My light shines forth from Telos. It beams directly into your heart space, conveying joy and well-being to you. I wait until we receive your vibration, then we beam our consciousness to you. Telepathy is very simple once you know how to make the connection. We here in Telos await these exchanges when we connect as one across the span of Earth and through the Earth to meet you in your heart space, this place of love, joy, and well-being. I dream of merging our two civilizations, yours from above and ours from below. This merging will be a culmination of a great plan that we developed eons ago, before you incarnated on Earth. At that time, we laid out this strategy and plan for this moment in history when time would be right to merge our civilization. We have been waiting many thousands of years for the precise time on Earth when we could finally begin to implement our plan for the ascension of the planet Earth, the ascension of the ascension of all its life forms above and within the earth. Our technologies have been guarded all these eons, waiting for their perpetuous moment to bring them forth to you. Our brothers and sisters who are selflessly waiting also on the outside of the grand earth. Our Mother Earth is a great being who has sacrificed her precious body to be the host to the life on her surface and below her surface. She has sacrificed her well-being so that her children could learn their lessons of evolvement on the earth plane in the environment of love and abundance. She waited patiently for millennia for humans to evolve and recognize their God self and divinity within themselves. She has waited through wars and famine and abundance and glory as the cycle repeated and repeated itself. As all life slowly evolves in consciousness on her surface and below her surface, she has sacrificed a lot, and our time of sacrifice is over. It is a time for all life to recognize the God self and move into the light of grander understanding of self-worth. She is a patient being, perfectly timing her transition into light to correlate with humanity's transition into light. The same light, the one light of perfection of all that is. We in the subterranean cities have focused our light on you and our brothers and sisters, hoping to stimulate and guide your emergence into light where we will all meet in the fifth dimension of God's love. We salute you for your endurance and stamina in the face of the chaos and discontent you wade through in each of your days. Soon there will be no more waiting, for you will all be above the vibrations and floating in a higher vibration of God's love, where all is peace, joy, and well-being. I will meet you there. The time is quickening, the plans are in place, and all is in motion for your emergence into light. I salute you for your bravery. Surface destruction and government cover-ups. So it says biological warfare. So I bring you news of the ascension into the rolls across the rolls across the surface. We are all united as one. Our conscious is united. The inner planes, all beings on and in the earth, have agreed to unify, bringing the light in. We send forth our love to you through the earth's crevice, where it reaches you instantly, and you go about your business on the surface. We know about the surface conditions, the biological germ agents that are being spread across the surface. We are aware of all that happens, and we look around dismayed at the horrific magnitude of chemical and biological warfare that is taking place without the inhabitants' conscious knowledge. We pray for light to cover the planet and blanket in peace and well-being. We pray for the emergence into the photon belt, where only those souls who are of light will tread. And this is where in Enoch it talks about this photon belt and all kinds of things. Our hearts are heavy with grief, and we see a biological germ warfare spreading across the planet. We are horrified to see that same thing taking place that took place when we once were living on the surface with Atlantean civilization. We are horrified at the prospects of human repeating this tragedy of desecrating the earth and destroying the civilizations again. We are doing all we can to avert this. We pray continually to God for ways to come forth to rectify these conditions. Don't fear, just tune into the higher energies and move your vibration up the scale. You will be unharmed, for once you've reached a certain vibratory frequency, your body will not be affected by third dimensional dense plagues or diseases. That's why you got to bring your energy up in the light, because it gets to a certain point, any kind of disease, sickness, anything will not affect anything. Hey, Rose. See what you wrote there, Rose. Oh, Rose is asking where we're going to go if TikTok gets banned. I don't really think it's going to. I think they're just trying to set that up and make people believe it so they can manifest it. I think if people believe that won't happen. Like in the States, Donald Trump and that, it was all stopped. And I think in Canada, because some of these politicians are talking about that, but I don't think so. I think this is something that's there, and we just got to believe it's going to go on being that way and create what we want, not create what they want. They're trying to get us to focus negative so they can make it happen instead of going, nope. And like I say, it's going to take business from people and livelihood and that. That's all they're trying to do. They're just creating fear again, like taxes and all the other shit. We pray continually for God for always to come forth to rectify these conditions. Don't fear. Just tune into the higher energies and move your vibration up the scales, and you will be unharmed. For once you've reached a certain vibratory frequency, your body will not be affected by third dimensional dense plagues and disease. You will be on their reach. It is the only way out. It says, mines planted on the surface. We will talk about mines that are strewn all over the surface of the planet, planted by warring nations in their total disregard for humanity. Humanity has fallen asleep in their sleep. They have let these despots rule and coerce them into a life of terror and poverty. We in the subterranean cities are aware of the locations of these mines, and when we surface, one of the things we will do will be to remove the dematerialization, these weapons of destruction. We will be working in unison with the cessation, who will also be guiding the Confederation in the search for the buried mines in the ocean. So this will be a two-way plan of removal of all mines from Mother Earth's body. This can and will be quickly done so that we can get on with the photon belt preparations. You on the surface and we beneath the ground work together in many ways. Although you're not consciously aware of it, you and we are working together at night in the inner planes where all operations for entry into the photon belt are planned, prepared, and discussed. This way, when the time arrives, all will be in place. You will intuitively know what to do and how to do it. All information will surface to your consciousness when the time comes for you to need it. And that's why I say we're getting all the downloads. We're getting shown all kinds of things in dreams and everything else. And that's why I'm trying to get people to understand all of this and really decide what you want to do. I can give you the information. I can't think for you, and I can't make you do anything. And I've already shared quite a bit with Enoch in these books. All information will surface to your conscious when the time comes to you and when you need it. We will greet you on the surface in a new time frame for which all the earths have been waiting eons and eons for. This is the purpose of the Mayan calendar. So the Mayans knew this. That's why it went up to a certain time and it couldn't see beyond it. And that calendar was all about this transitioning. And this is where they saw the rainbow children, the crystal children. They saw the golden ones. They saw all these new children on the planet. Every culture saw this. We will greet you on the surface in a new time frame, which all on earth have been waiting eons and eons for. This is the purpose of the Mayan calendar. It's to acquaint you with the new Mayan time frame that will make your entry into the photon belt harmonious and smooth. So start today to adapt this new calendar, new way of looking at your days and your time. For your synchronicities with the galactic core will be necessary for the photon belt passage through the stars. When we come to Telos. So the question is, when we come to Telos. We are stationed here beneath the earth in the full deployment for the time when we can safely surface. We wait underground as you wait above ground for the energies to rise, for people to be in a higher state of consciousness before we surface. These increased energies on the part of the surface folk are our protections, for we are as vulnerable as you since we have the same three-dimensional bodies. When people evolve in consciousness to a state where they will accept us, we will surface. We wait this time. You can help speed up this process by sending light to all humanity and blanketing them daily in love. We in the undergrounds are stepping up the energies we send to the surface to more rapidly bring about the time for our emergence. If surface folks were to come to Telos now, their beliefs would interfere with ours, creating a distortion in our mass consciousness that we hold regarding immortality. That's why we must wait until our conscious levels are evolved enough to be in harmony with yours to be in harmony with our beliefs of immortality. And that's where we got to start switching our beliefs. We got to start changing things. You on the surface are kept in the dark by your governments about the use in the underground. They indeed know of our existence. They know we are here and that we work with dark elements. They know we are here and they work with dark elements. Yes, there are cities of darkness below the surface too, just as there are cities of darkness above. So your government is aware of our existence. They keep it top secret. We expect to see this change soon, as our light is growing stronger and stronger every day. Soon our existence will be known by all on the surface as the light spreads across the planet. I will always be here for you. We are one heart, one mind. Work for the one Creator. My love ever flows to you. And this is where Saint Germain, he comes and he talks to different governments around the world and he warns them and tells them things. And you read all kinds of stories about Saint Germain coming, and like even in that Iron Mountain underneath where the American government goes and the President of the United States sometimes, and they have this big steel door. He walks right through it and he comes out and he talks to all of them, and then he goes back and he disappears. And you can find all kinds of stories about this. Beloved, earth changes, the dance of light. Know that your earth is going through many changes as it moves further and further into light, the light of God, as it shines down on mankind and embraces the earth at all levels of existence. For indeed God's light penetrates all the existence from the smallest microbe to the largest atom. We here in Telos watch this dance on the surface as you change partners from those of dark intent to those of high vibrations of light. This is truly a dance of light where energy is exchanged and choice is exercised. That's why I say ask to match with somebody in your vibration. Don't look for some motorbiker who wants to drink and be ignorant and slap you around. Don't look for some, drugged up woman to treat you really, really bad. Attract people of light and have beauty, happiness, and joy in your life. Get out of the silliness. You step forth on a dance floor of light as it revolves and takes you ever higher in a spiral of evolution until you reach the stage of ascension, where with one more step you dance yourself into the ascended state of bliss, carefree of light. You will watch yourself rise in consciousness until you are no longer twirling on the surface dance floor, but whirling instead amongst the stars. We here in the subterranean cities of light are dancing with you in the dance of light, and are your partners who will be leading you in the ascending dance to the stars. So dance with us. Take our hands as we give you our hearts. Hear the music of the spheres of God leads us ever onwards and upwards through the spiral of life into his arms once again. I am Adam, your dance instructor. Earth changes require a lot of rest. You are caretakers of Earth, and you are feeling its changes as the Earth climbs to a higher vibration. These changes require a lot of rest. We here in Telos are also going through a lot of changes as the Earth prepares her ascension. We too are in need of more rest than usual. All life is going through these planetary changes, and all life is feeling the effects of change. You are not alone. Just focus on God, the creator of all life, and you will feel the warmth and the support, even though your physical body is out of sorts. Stay tuned into the earth, for she is calling all her children home. We have chosen immortality. And it says, we greet you this auspicious day, 1212 in heaven world. We find ourselves here in Telos, meditating alongside of you on the lower levels of the earth strata below your surface population. We too have prepared ourselves for the promising day. We too are choosing immortality for our beloved planet Earth and all her children. We too choose immortality for ourselves many eons ago. We are still choosing this process as a means of evolving. We are able to evolve more rapidly by choosing to live longer and longer lifespans. This longevity allows us to learn to apply our earth lessons more thoroughly, more consciously, and to better extract the wisdom from our experience. The longer your earthly lifespan, the greater amount of wisdom you are able to consciously garner and apply, allowing you to proceed more rapidly on your path of spiritual evolution. Shorter lifespans only limit your awareness in ways you may just begin to perceive. So we are here with you, supporting you in your choices of immortality for both yourself and the planet. We here in Telos were once living on the surface of the earth many eons ago. We went through the same earth experiences, same lessons that all humanity is now experiencing. However, we learned that war is futile and that aging and death are totally unnecessary to to God's divine plan. God only wishes us to live long and happy, abundant lives filled with understanding and wisdom in using the universal law or universal laws. This is the best way to evolve. This is the most joyous way to evolve on your spiraling spiritual path back home to God, back to the all that is. For we are truly God beings who came to the earth to experience the separation along with all humanity, to know, to now wind our way back, bringing all humanity along our way. That's why you gotta want to live really long lives. That's why I say I'll be 250 years old or way older. I'll know once I get to 250. There's lots to learn. There's lots to do. And if I live 1,000 years, that's really cool. If I live longer, even more cooler. All humanity has suffered greatly from the limited vision of the universal laws and from its ignorance in applying universal laws to daily life and daily experience. This has been unnecessary, but humanity chose to choose limitation instead of freedom to grow in a loving and nurturing environment. We in Telos are surrounded by the most loving, nurturing, and positive environment. We have consciously created this for ourselves, knowing the effects of the otherwise opposite choice. So you too will soon find yourself living among those who are wise and nurturing. Yet for those beings who choose less, they will be separated from you into a lower dimensional world. This is where they'll be taken to other worlds and places to carry on till they're ready to evolve. That's why you can't save anybody. You gotta let everybody choose their own whatever medicine, good medicine, bad medicine, drug medicine, crazy medicine, whatever it is. Let them do it. Focus on yourself. Figure it out. There they can continue to choose poverty and limitation while you spiral upwards on a level of evolution into the fifth dimension realm where all is beauty, all is abundant, and all is pure love. So come with us. All of us here in Telos is a journey together as one along our Mother Earth and meet consciously in the fifth dimension. We wait your arrival. We send you blessings from all of us here in Telos. We pray for the great success as we see the unfoldment of light spreading across your surface. God's plan for us all, the Christ consciousness. Know that in Telos, it is very light. We go about our business with the godlike radiating out from us. All that we think and do carries out God's plan. All that we feel amplify God's plan. All that we say in our speech amplifies God's plan. So you see, our lives are totally intertwined in God's plan for the earth. That's why we incarnated in Telos. We incarnated here to hold God's plan upon the earth's plane until you on the surface could carry it out yourselves. God's plan is awaiting for you. All you need to do is to plug yourself into the light. Then you too will be radiating with the brightness of God. All is in readiness for you. The way has been paved from the streets of Telos, and now it is your turn to walk in the light, to bring forth God's plan to the surface where your brothers and sisters are waiting in anticipation for the second coming of Christ. You are all light workers carrying the Christ conscious within inside yourself. And that's all Jesus talked about, that light inside us. We're all that. Buddha tried to talk about it, and we're all that. Every culture knew about that light inside, and they all respected it. But like I say, now people are confused about all of this. And like I say, a lot of people are mad at the Bible, and that, like I say, the truth is there if you really understand and read it correctly. The way has been paved. Okay, I've done that one. Okay, the second coming of Christ. You are all light workers carrying the Christ conscious within your soul. You are Christ, and you have come again this incarnation to bring the Christ energy to the earth where they can permeate all life forms. That's why you got to believe. You can be Jesus Christ, you can be Buddha, you can be a master. You have to believe it, because when you believe it, God will make that. It's your belief and your choice. And this is where for me, I chant, I am Buddha, I am Jesus, I am a master, I'm every last thing. Because that energy inside your heart has the awareness to make you at all, and you're meant to be this. We were all supposed to be this. So don't underestimate yourself. Don't look at others to change your lives. Don't be afraid to claim your divinity. For you, my brothers and sisters, that will bring the light of ascension to the whole earth. And we here in Telos are working right alongside you to complete God's plan for this age. We give you strength. We give you God's unlimited love. We give you light daily. Just focus on us here in Telos, and you can consciously feel this partnership, strength that is ever flowing to you. We wait your conscious connection to us, and for the time when we will be permitted to visit, you will visit with us here in Telos. Then we will truly be one light emanating from the earth for all of the cosmos to see. Our love goes out to you in grand display of light, using your divinity to navigate. We are joyous to be here with you in this time of the earth cycles through the stars. Earth's path through the starry sky is taking her closer and closer to God, to the God presence that fills the universe and all space beyond. For God is indeed everywhere, everywhere imaginable, and encompasses everything. We in Telos learned this many eons ago, and it is this knowledge that allows us to grow deeper and deeper in wisdom. For all things are of God. This is quite a simple fact, and the acknowledgement of this can change your life. It has changed the lives of all of us beneath the earth. Once we recognized this, we began to utilize its significance and ramifications in our daily lives to our advantage, bringing us unknown joy and wealth. Those of us who believe in the divineness of life can bring our divinity into play to capture life's essence. We use our divinity to navigate, to speak, our soul's purpose for incarnating. We use our divinity to steer us in the right direction of our soul's path to greater and greater heights until we reach the apex of our soul plan for this incarnation. You too can use this knowledge for your divinity to steer you through life's obstacles and maneuver you into the soul's path of light for the incarnation. For this is a very special incarnation. It is the culmination of all incarnations. And that's why we're cleaning up all kinds of past lives, ancestral, all kinds of things. We're going through every kind of crazy thing. And its outcome will lead you to the stars of God's grace. So travel with us on the divine path of God's acknowledging your divinity, your divinity every step of the way as you step together, one step from below, one step above, the divine walk through life, meeting as one in the stars. Question: why are there so many people on Earth today? Our location is beneath Mount Shasta in sunny California, where we live long lives in harmony and space. You too will be living long lives when you move into the photon belt of light and receive the life rays of health and longevity. There is nothing to prepare for, since you will be aided fully before this time of entry arrives, and we're all getting prepared to move through this. And I read about this in Keys of Enoch. All souls incarnating at this time have done so with full understandings of what is to happen. That's why there is so many people on the earth today, more than there ever was, because all souls want to be evolved in these end times. All souls who ever incarnated on the earth have returned. You are one such soul. These end times can be met with harmony, joy, or fear or chaos. The choice is yours. And that's why I'm like, focus on what you want to create. Stop looking for the dark. Stop looking for the fear. Stop wasting your energy. We recommend that you view this with your eyes turned to God while your feet walk the earth, for God in his full command of everything, and you are all in his hands. There is nothing to fear. Only joy and immense well-being will be the result of Earth's transition into the light. So, my brothers and sisters, be aware of the light, and be aware of us, your brothers and sisters in Telos. Call to us when you are in need, for we are here for you. We are here for you to rely on. Whenever you feel confused, just call me. I will soothe your heart and ease your mind. My love is with you all. 18. Co-creators of light. Humanity is on fire with the light of consciousness. We bring you great news of your rebirthing into the light. Great amounts of light are streaming to the earth from various star systems in cooperation with the earth's plan for ascension. This light also streams forth from the surface, from the underground cities of light that are scattered about the planet. So you're receiving great light currents from below and from above, all in unison, to raise your consciousness to a heightened reflection of cosmic consciousness. This reflection of cosmic consciousness is infectious. It spreads like fire throughout humanity. So humanity on the surface is on fire, so to speak, with the light of consciousness burning up the density of the lower dimensions of the past, bringing you all through the clear passages into the light of God, where we all wait to join you. So join us, your brothers and sisters of light. We are all traveling higher and higher in consciousness until we meet in the plains of the reality where all glisten with the golden sheen of God's light. We are ever traveling with you on the trip to the stars. Cities of light are strewn across America. So this is where I showed you that map. I'll show you the map again because it talks about these cities. And you see where those dots are down here. It tells you what the different things are, so you could snapshot that and then blow it up. Because over here is Vancouver Island. This is where my finger is pointing up here. That's Vancouver Island. And then here in Canada, there's a city. Here in Canada is a city. There's these other things here. Down here. Like I say, they're all over the states if you look at it. But you can blow it up for yourself if you take a snapshot and blow it up and see where you live, or if you're close by one of those. Cities of light are strewn across America. We are here with you to give you the message of the city of light to your cities of light. And indeed, you have cities of light. They are strewn across America for all of you to see. The light is now blazing brightly as the light workers are awakening on the unprecedented number across the globe. All your light combined with all our light is lifting the sweet earth into a higher vibration as our thoughts are merging with the thoughts of freedom for all life on earth. This is a great breakthrough for the light, as we have been trying to connect with the light workers for many years now. As more and more light is filtering into the planet, you as light workers have been anchoring it deeply into the core. We too in the subterranean cities have been consciously anchoring in the light and sending it out to you on the surface in hopes of changing the conditions of life as you have been living it. And the way you have been living, it is not the way life was intended to be lived. We are now seeing the shifts taking place as all life is now gradually reflecting the experience, life, the light way of life. You are now experiencing life on a higher plane of thought and sensations and envisioning a broader and deeper way of living. There is so much to living life, so much beauty and love for you to feel. If you only project yourself into it, this high light is all here now waiting for you to immerse yourself in the higher vibrations of glory, for it is a glorified way of living. As we in the subterranean cities can attest, we live our lives with the highest of standards and think only love and bliss as we go about our daily business. Our lives are not so different from yours. It is only our way of thinking that catapults us into higher realms of being. As we too walk upon the earth, albeit it is under the ground. There are many lessons to be learned here on the earth, which is another one. For many reasons we have chosen to be here. Our state of conscious determines where we are at any given time. We are where our thoughts take us, and if our thoughts are lofty, we find ourselves in the heavens. For thoughts and feelings have vibrations, and vibrations connect to the ether and match them in frequency, and that's where, when you really understand your mind, you can tap into these things. But if you're negative, you won't be able to. And the ether, there's lots of things to know and understand. There's many, many things there. That's why I say there's schools that you can go to. And if you're really there and you're thinking and doing all kinds of light things, you can pop into these realities in the ethers. We can raise or lower our frequency by our thoughts. So if you want to experience nirvana, change your thoughts. Their wavelengths will carry you there in the flash of an eye. It matters not what is transpiring on the surface around you, for you are all consciousness. You are all conscious travelers, while your body remains stable in a resting place. You can come and go from your body at will, and this is where we can astral project. This is where we can astral travel. This is where we can do a lot of things, but people fear it. You can come and go from your body at will. Know that this travel is more real than you're going in a car to different earthly locations. A car takes only your body, while your consciousness can traverse universes. In the ancient times, they were able to go to different worlds and bring back knowledge and communicate and everything. We're going to be doing that again in the future. And even Stonehenge, it was a place they would do ceremonies and link with different parts of the universe. And then same with the Great Pyramids and other places in Central America and around the world. They had these places. This is where a lot of natives, they had things and where they would create medicine wheels. Because this alien or the brothers and sisters of the universe would come to certain areas where natives created medicine wheels because they were PowerPoints. And they would hold ceremonies and things. And there's a lot of stuff if you could connect with these and learn and understand it. We here in Telos concentrate our thoughts on you. We are always sending you our heart, joy, love, and bolster your strength as you move through the density of change to a higher current of light. It is in these currents of higher vibration that we meet you as one. Our lives are intertwined. As soon as we will all be together, as we unravel this great mystery of light that will lead you from above to below to where we dwell in peace and understanding the great law of the universe. And then it says, I teach classes on the inner plane at night. And this is where you ask to go to these places. So I'm going to read that, and then I'm going to take a break. You need to go to washroom. So I teach classes on the inner plane at night, and I always ask to go to schools and places in the night. That's one thing I've spent years of my life doing, always asking, also asking to see the future, how I can help the earth by seeing the future. If I see an earthquake when I'm dreaming, I don't say it's a bad nightmare or a bad dream. I go, I was shown this for a reason, and I pay attention to it. Or people's like, I don't want to go to sleep, I have bad nightmares. I'm like, you don't have bad nightmares. You just don't understand it. When you're there and you're in it, you're going to go, oh, I understand and know. And a lot of us know about this photon belt. A lot of us know the Earth's going to roll because people are seeing the tsunamis, seeing other things. A lot of people are understanding and being shown earthquakes, all kinds of stuff. And everybody's saying, oh, I'm having nightmares. Oh, I'm having bad dreams. No, you're not. You're visiting the future so you can survive and live into the future. Hey, being Moy. And this is where you got to understand things correctly, or else you're just going to stay stuck in silliness. Know that it is very light here in Telos. Our light is so bright that it lights up the earth and heaven. We work closely with the Melchizedek priesthood, who are here to serve the earth. We are very concerned about the progress and humanity is making on the surface. We are very involved in the earth's ascension into greater light. We in Telos are spiritual warriors, as you on the surface must become. A spirit warrior is one who acknowledges the light within and knows that he or she is here for the purpose of bringing in more light to the earth. And in the natives, we always say you're rainbow warriors. And you have all these colored lights, and it's already inside you. And natives, we say this because we understand and know that. And that's where I just had to do the puzzle. I blipped out there. So this is where a lot of cultures have sayings, because in the ancient times they knew this. And they know that the children and people on the planet now that are going to be in the future are the rainbow warriors. And they're not here to argue with governments or worry about silly things. They're here about walking into the future and changing this planet. So they want to see the earthquakes. They want to see the earth roll. They want to see the tsunamis. They want to see everything and not fear it. They want to carry that, and they want to help everybody in this planet together. Spiritual warrior is one who acknowledges the light within and knows that he or she is here for the purpose of bringing in more light to the earth. That's why I say call it in. When I pray this prayer on Sunday, ask for all these energies that I do through this prayer. So you are all here to bring in the light. You do this by focusing on the light always, never letting it drift away from you. Visualize the light as a wave from the ocean, always coming in to you and washing out the darkness. You are all great light beings who have come to the earth just as I have, to reunite all humanity into one human family. And we're all going to be one. We're not going to have all kinds of crazy languages, practices, and fighting war anymore. That's going to end. I have gained much wisdom from my extended life in Telos and would like to impart this wisdom to others who wish to learn from me. I am currently conducting classes on the inner plane at night. If you'd like to register for those classes, just petition me before you go to bed at night, asking to be my student. I will teach you mastery for yourself on all levels of existence. And you can do more in your dream time. You can do like a year of stuff in dream time than when you're awake. And you can go through all kinds of stuff. And this is where people don't know how to use their dreams, their mind, anything. They just live in fear. So I just finished teaching classes on the inner plane, and it's like asked to go there before you go to sleep, because there's lots you can learn. There's many schools that you can actually go to in the universe and in the earth and in the fifth dimension and other things. So the next one, can we see each other's light? And that's what we're meant to do. Our third eye was supposed to be wide open. We should always see all the auric colors and energy around everybody. but most people are so sealed up they can't even see it and they just fear. We can see each other's light. There are many Telosians gathered around me as I telepathically communicate this message to you from beneath the surface of the earth. I speak to you today of the glory of God and God that resides in you. And that's why we say we're God, because there's an energy. And that energy is from God. That's what creates every lifetime. And it's connected to your oversoul, which is very ancient, very wise, knows everything. I speak to you today the glory of God and the God that resides in you. You are a receptacle of God. You hold God's light. You are God's light. You and your light is so bright even if you are unable to see your own light. And that's where, like I say, people can see others. Like when I was talking about when I was connecting with my friend yesterday, she always sees this purple blue energy around me and she asked me about it. I told you about my friend on Denman Island that 10 miles away she could see this bright light and she knew it was me. And like I say, there's people that give off light and people can feel it at a distance. It's like when I used to go visit elders in Edmonton. Even 20 blocks away, they could start feeling my energy as I got closer and closer and closer. And people would get nervous because of my energy that would come off me. In Telos, we are able to see each other's light. We develop our inner vision through meditation and prayer for eons until we reach this stage. You too are now on the brink of reaching this stage, the time when you will clearly see the light around you and the light in others, as it reflects from the great central sun into the core of your being. So that's why I say you invite it in. You have to. And on Sunday I pray that. I start the prayer with the central sun and then everything until it comes in and everything else. You two are now on the brink of reaching this stage, the time when you will clearly see around you and the light in others as it reflects from the central sun into the core of your being. Your soul is a light. When you merge with your I am presence, you bring the light from the central sun into your core. You shine with the intensity of the great central sun within you. For the great central sun and you are one. And this is where people have a real problem with this. And I've been trying to help people understand this for most of my life and they still can't seem to. We learned this many eons ago. Through the long lifespans, we are able to connect with the cosmos in the higher frequencies of light, and we are able to sustain this connection because we were not filled with thoughts of death or aging as you still are on the surface. Therefore, all we learned, we sustained, and all we sustained, enabled us to climb higher in the spiral of immortal life. You are a light worker on the surface of the earth, and we are light workers beneath the earth. Know that in Telos, we see your light. We see all light on planet through our computer monitors. We are able to track all light workers on the surface. In the new millennia, now that I speak to you from the depths of my heart and from the depths of the earth, as I continue my message in a new millennia, the year of light for all who live on the earth, know that love and light of all beings who live in the subterranean cities as directed through the earth to you above. Our light has never stopped being directed to the surface. This is our prime contribution to the life on the surface, the main reason we remain here. We remain here to keep the light equalized and balanced, to maintain the quotient of light so that life can continue its journey in incarnation form until all reach the level where you are generating enough of your own light to maintain the existence of your life. Within only your own current quotient of light, life would not be able to exist on earth. It is not only we, in the subterranean cities who are beaming our light to you. It is also the spiritual hierarchy, the angel beings, the Setiasin, and others who, so it's CETE, do it again. CETACEANS, and others who are here in vast arrays of light forms. So now we all are all supporting the light workers who are here. For all of those of us who are registered to certain light quotient, we will make the ascension together along with the Mother Earth. I know the fear factor that is being unleashed on the surface and the mind control tactics that are being used to stop the light from filling each soul. But the light never fails, and all those who are responsible for these destructive procedures will be dealt with by the spiritual hierarchy and not allowed to return to the earth. Meanwhile, the victims of these dark tactics agree to allow this as a final battle between light and dark, as the dark's last stance to control the earth. Soon the light will overwhelm all life on earth, and those who cannot hold this light will leave as in mass. So there'll be lots of them leaving this planet. The souls who have been manipulated by the dark forces will be cared for and honored and raised into the light for their ascension. This is the last great play of the dark force, for soon their power will wane. They will crumble and fall like the Yeah, Sir Wallace, that's the word. There's many kinds of beings. What's important at this time is the ignorance of darkness will not let the fear enter your aura. So you got to stop trying to focus on fear. You got to start focusing on different things. Stay balanced in the light. Think only of the light, that your great self, God self, is always flooding into your being. Stay safe in the protective shield of the light that is always around you. Let others experience your journey. That's where you share stories and knowledge and teach. For yours is to bring forth our message from Telos and in a way increase the light potent on earth. You can only do this by keeping your thoughts concentrated on the light. Any deviation brings discord into your life and detracts you from your mission. All our lives we live in the glory of God for the purpose of bringing light to the earth and raising her and all her souls up into their God, their great God self, where all abundance and health awaits you. It is but a different octave of frequency, and once your conscious reaches that octave, you burst into a new world where all love and all light is, and where all masters and avatars dwell. And that's where people tap in and tap out, tap in, tap out. And that's where they do yoga and all kinds of things, trying to blow themselves into here, and then they crash, and then they blow themselves into here and crash. I'm like, you don't have to do that. You just got to keep focusing on the light till you just shift there. Our collective purpose in love. What is our purpose here? We are awakened the hour pondering the glory of God, have creative forces within us all. This creativity fills the universe and beyond and continues out into space and eternity. For all life is creative, all life is God. God is within everything, from the tiniest speck of dust to the largest mountain. This life force encompasses all life on and in the earth. We are creation, and yet we are creators all in one. It is the Creator within us that allows us to experience and evolve, as this is the prime Creator's purpose, to experience all that is and all that could be, and to evolve infinity as we create. What wonder and glories it is to ever experience and ever evolve infinitely, forever and eternally. This is our path of evolution. This is what all life has for us to look forwards to. This is the hope and promise for all mankind to ever live immortally and grow and expand in conscious each step of the way. This is the glory of God, and it is within all of us. The sickness and pain you see all around you is not necessary for evolution, but results from separation from God's light within every being. For God's light shines in all, but it is blocked in most by separation from self. Distraction from self is caused by media and constant need for entertainment by radio, TV, and newspapers used to prevent the fear of isolation from raising. Isolation from self is isolation from God's self. It's imposed isolation from God and a creative force within you. It is the only source of love that flows through you. Could you but open the valve and let it through, let it flood you with the well-being, hope, and promise, and carry you among the stars. Love flows to you whether you open your heart to it or not. It is always there, waiting to be let in and to fill you with the tenderness and longing to dwell within. Humanity has managed to close itself off to this life-giving force and then seek it from other sources. But the only source of love is God. We only mirror it for you within where it already dwells. So go within and tap into the source of all creation. You will find the universe waiting for you and to explore. And it says, love is the glue. I am an ascended master dwelling in the subterranean cities of Telos, where all is light, all is beauty, all is grandeur. We are connecting with you at this time period to permeate your surface population with love, for love that will bring us physically together. Love is the glue that will adhere our thoughts into one thought of love for our dear planet Earth. We send thoughts of love to our planet daily. We send thoughts of love out into the universe daily. That's where I say sometimes just send energy out into the universe. Send it with the right thoughts. These thoughts rebound, these thoughts penetrate. All that is, these thoughts manifest into beauty, peace, harmony, and grace. So it is with deep love that we come to you to admonish you to keep, or admonish you to keep your thoughts focused on love, love for all existence, so that you too can manifest this great peace on your surface. How would you describe God to us? When we speak of God, know that we refer to the source of all creation. That's what when I call on the great central sun, it is the source of everything. It's the only thing that created. That's where all things come from. There's not billions of gods, there's only one. And that's what the natives call the creator. The source individualized itself into millions and billions of individualized components, or probed of itself, sent them out to experience love in all its varieties and diversified forms. We have all been to many planets and experienced many thousands of incarnations in our search back to source of all love. You are well prepared through your countless incarnation experiences to know God's love, to radiate it out to others in hope of hastening your awakening to the source of all love. This is profound, for once humanity feels God's love directly from within, they will be able to understand their purpose of being here on the earth and will cease to feel the separation of their soul from the God light. We magnify God's love and we beam it directly to the earth's surface in hopes it will connect directly with the hearts of humanity. This is our purpose at this time, as we are well versed in anchoring and radiating outward God's love. So when you feel a beam of love from God touching your heart, think of Telos as your brothers and sisters who love you deeply. Walk in the light of God and know that we walk beside you. We are your brothers and sisters, beaming our love to you continuously. Peace reigns on most planets. My brothers and sisters alike, I greet you in the love of God that is continuously flowing to you from above and below. Yes, we in Telos are also constantly sending you love in hopes of encasing your etheric body in pure love of God. For all love comes from God, no matter who's sending it. There is only one source of love, and it is from the divine heart of God, which is in your heart, or in our hearts. God's divine love dwells in our hearts, waiting to be released and sent out to all. Now I will talk about peace, and peace that reigns on most planets in our solar system. Most humanity live lives of peace and well-being as they spiral through eternity. There are only a very few planets like Earth that are still in the throes of infancy and who still have poverty, war, and greed. Your planet is now reaching the stage of adulthood where poverty, war, and greed are no longer acceptable and have been outgrown by the masses. The masses conscious is now calling for peace and abundance and well-being. In fact, as you hear my prayer, we hear you not just calling out, but we hear you crying out for change. Change in your governments, change in your laws, change in your justice system, so that everyone has everything that's needed for the full and happy life in order to evolve in peace. We hear all your cries, and the angels in heaven are responding. The angels here in full force care and responding to all who cry out for change. There are many forces in the universe who are responding to humanity's call. Among them are people from the subterranean cities of light who are physical beings just like you, who have used the peace and prosperity in our lives to evolve in consciousness. We have had a perfect setting in which to play out our role on this stage of life. We have used this setting to our advantage by learning to strive for perfection ourselves as much as possible during our time underground. We have used every situation as learning experience to reflect more and more and more of God's light into our lives, then to beam that light out to others so that we can all be further enriched in our lifetime. So stay close to us in thought as we are here to guide and protect you on the forthcoming journey into light. Next one, it says monitoring your surface. So they're always, everything in the universe and creation is monitoring the craziness on the surface of the earth. And there's many things trying to help. You are each composed of many layers of consciousness, and you are each enveloped in light. You are emissaries from the higher realms. You are here to bring forth the information to awaken your fellow brothers and sisters and bring them into the light. Your task is by no means small or easy, for most of the star seeds have fallen into deep sleep. You are here to awaken them. You do this through your heart. We are always projecting our light to the surface. We protect our thoughts of unity, project our thoughts of unity to you. We project our thoughts of peace and love to you, hoping that all souls on the surface will be able to intercept them as they flow through the Earth's energy currents. There are those of us in Telos who monitor your surface very carefully and report back to the population what is transpiring. We then meditate together as you do to send our necessary thoughts and vibrations to encounter the negativity of the earth. So we have big jobs to perform, although, just as you do, we send out the same love vibration from below as you do from above. We work in unison with all the light workers on the surface. We are all working as one great thought of love for the planet Earth. One great wave of light washing Earth's shores, one great beacon calling all the Earth's children home to the light of God's presence. We are eagerly anticipating a time when those light workers on Earth will be able to live with us in Telos. We feel this time is rapidly approaching, sooner than we realize. We will contact you when the time comes to visit us. We know those who are hearts are yearning to be in Telos with us, as our hearts are yearning to receive them. We send you love and greetings from all of us here in Telos. I am Adam, your brother of love. So number 5, I'm going to go into and read some of that and see how far I get by noon. And again, there's a picture of Argatha. and you can see that picture. You can Google it on the internet, and it'll show you the inner world. So there's going to be a lot of different things in this chapter. So it's about 21 pages long, and then we'll be in part 8 and new messages. So now I will start reading this, and we'll see how far I get here. So part 5 is reunion. We have entered the photon belt. We have come to you today to bear the message of the great importance of the message that you will be waiting for. We have begun Earth's ascension and our entry into the photon belt. This is the time we have all been waiting for. Soon the Earth will be lit up in the glory of the Father's light, and we shall all be once again in our Father's arms, ready to begin the next step in our evolutionary journey through eternity. Know that all the plans are ready for activation. Know that we here in the subterranean cities of the hollow earth are all preparing for the great passage into the Son of God's light. All of us here in Telos await the great day, for this will be a time when at last we can emerge from the homes beneath the surface. We greet you above ground as equally in the light. You are all as light workers meeting together with us on the inner planes at night, where we formulate our plans of the Earth's entry into the stars of light. We, the hierarchy, and you, the light workers, meet nightly on the inner plane, where we all see, know all, and are all your brothers and sisters, and the citizen, CETACEANS, also meet nightly with us, as all conscious is fully aware of Earth's plans for evolvement on the one level of conscious or another. So we're all trying to shift into things. Some people don't want to. Some people like being asleep and in the darkness. Great days of joy and beauty are in store for us as we rise into the consciousness of God's love on earth. For God truly loves all. We are all God's children, and God only wants us to feel great joy and happiness on our trek through the stars. Further updates of the Ascension Plan. Adam is here bringing you further updates of the Ascension Plan for the planet Earth. Know that the brothers and sisters of light from other galaxies and star systems are here in great numbers monitoring the Earth. They are in readiness to put in the effective plan necessary for ascension to the planet Earth and all her inhabitants. However, to be effective, we must await the directive from the Father, the one creator of all, to give us the command to begin implementing our parts of the plan to coincide with the divine part of the ascension plan. There are many factors involved here, one of which primarily is a state of mass conscious prevalent on Earth. The mass consciousness must be in a receptive mode, co-current with the ascension wave in order to be filled in mass. Your frequency or your wave must be vibrating on a certain wave band in order to hook onto the ascension wave. This is why we don't want to begin prematurely. Exact conditions, exact time are necessary. We know the waiting seems interminable, but we assure you of the importance into carrying out the divine plan of perfection. So far, we are seeing your surface become brighter and brighter with God's light flooding the continent. In your oceans, the sentient are doing their part. They are all full consciousness, are beaming their love and light to the shores and cities of the country. They too are involved in great ascension plans, and they have dedicated themselves to you. They have dedicated themselves to Mother Earth and our full ascension. We beneath your surface have also dedicated ourselves to seeing through the full ascension of all. We are in readiness and very eager to begin our journey to the surface, where we will be working alongside the light workers when the time is right for our emergence until we receive our directive from the Galactic Command. We will remain in readiness, just as you on the surface are in readiness to begin the great journey to the stars. Continue to pour unconditional love from your hearts to all you come in contact with. This is the key to success and ascension. While you patiently wait, love all conditionally, and the love will further hasten your reuniting with all who wait for you in the higher realms. Then it says, you are all light, as we are all light, and soon our two lights will emerge into one great light of the planetary ascension. Part 6, Telos and the Earth's Interior. Complexion of the inner Earth. Question, are all planets hollow? Answered by Ashtar, the Galactic Command. Know that there are life on planets in your solar system. These are your brothers and sisters living in higher dimensions than you, and whose electrons are vibrating at a greater velocity. Your electrons will soon pick up speed and will be spinning at a rate that will propel you into the fifth dimension, a light where you are all awaiting, where we are all awaiting you. For your information, we are all living in a hollow Earth. Your brothers and sisters who resides in the planet in the solar system are also living on planets whose core is hollow. All planets in your solar system are hollow, with life both in and on them. Your sun Helios has a hollow core, as all suns do. The light emanating from your sun is cold, not hot as you have been taught to believe. It only reaches a higher temperature when it comes in contact with your atmosphere. All celestial bodies are hollow, as this is the way they are formed. It is time that these truths were brought to the earth. We in the Galactic Command travel to all the planets in your solar system and are able to see them firsthand. Soon you will have the capacity to travel to other planets and witness their true structures as well. Just know that all you've been led to believe will be open to dispute as you raise your consciousness. And that's where this Argatha, the inner earth thing. Question, what do the oceans and mountains look like on the inside of the globe? The earth interior is the mirror image of the surface foundation. Everything is in reverse order in the inside of the earth. The mountain ranges are in direct proportion to the dimension of the earth's cavity. The tower above the landscape. The oceans are larger than life and flow calmly and swiftly around the inside of the globe. The air is crisp and clean and the sand is white. The central sun is dimmer than the sun on the outside and reflects the light from the heavens. The cities all nestled in lush woodlands and overflowing with flowers and huge trees. There is green growth surrounding all man-made structures. Everything is in perpetual bloom and blossoms. It is a land of wonder and beauty. All is in perfect proportion to the size and circumference of the interior. Everything is larger than life. Even the great beings who inhabit the interior are larger than the mortals on the outside. All is beauty and all is in heavenly state of bliss. Just picture the interior foundations reflecting the exterior foundation, with mountain ranges higher and ocean currents swifter and green lands growth lush beyond compare. You do not need to picture a change in the contours of the land. It is still in its pristine beauty and replicates how life on the surface once was. The exact location of the mountain range and ocean is not necessary to know at this time. What is necessary to know is that this inner world exists and coexists with the surface under peaceful and contrary conditions. The tunnels and spaceports in the hollow earth. Know that cataclysm weather conditions are in store for you on the surface population. Many negative thought forms are being released from your bodies and from the earth. These are causing drastic atmospheric unbalance, resulting in tornadoes, earthquakes, and other variable conditions. Up north, where it's colder, the days are shorter. People will begin to see a change in their weather and seasonal patterns. The days will grow longer and longer, and the seasons will begin to merge into one another, just as they do in the hollow earth. In the hollow earth, there is a constant temperature in the low 70s. This constant temperature allows the people to live in relative ease and comfort, for no obstacle impedes their activities. The hollow earth is a paradise, with tall, gracious mountains jutting into the sky, and large, clear, clean lakes and oceans that abound with life. The diet in the hollow earth is strictly vegetarian, and people are healthier, robust, and strong. They too have isolated themselves from the surface population, although they come and they leave the Earth freely using the spacecrafts that are kept there in the spaceports on the inside of the Earth. So, although they are inside the Earth, they have freedom and health and abundance and peace, all the necessary components of life that you on the surface have been crying out for. There is free travel between the subterranean cities and the hollow earth through the tunnels using the electromagnetic trains that take us from one part of the earth to another in a fraction of time it takes you on the surface. Our transportation is quick and efficient and burns no fuel. Therefore, there is no pollution underground. We long for the day when you on the surface can travel freely to the hollow earth, where you'll be greeted with great joy and love. It is this return to the land of Eden that you're crying out for. We too wait this day, as all of us in the subterranean cities will join with you in the celebration, merging all our civilizations into one. So I'll read 23, 24, maybe even 25. I think I got about enough time. We'll see. I know 23 is small and 24. So 23 says inner earth beings. Adam talks about inner earth beings who live in the hollow earth. Know that Mount Shasta is very cold at this time of the year, December. Within Mount Shasta is always a temperature, and it's always temperate and perfect. We have arranged our environment to suit our bodies perfectly. We all grow all our own food, importing only those commodities we wish to supplement our daily diet with. Our sources of other food is the inner earth's realms, where it is summer all year round. They have delicious harvests of fruit, vegetables beyond your imagination, and they share all with us. We have easy access to the inner earth worlds through our tunnel system, which goes directly through the earth's mantle into the inner earth entryway, where we are greeted by brothers and sisters on our arrival. We are always going and coming, since we keep up a steady trade relation with them. We enjoy these beaches and oceans and climb their mountains. It is glorious, beautiful realm of light and purity, and truly invigorating to be there. Know that spiritual state of inner earth beings is very evolved compared to the surface dwellers. These beings come from another solar system to populate the inner earth. They never lived on the surface. Their homes on this planet has always been in the inner recesses of the earth. They, however, are in contact with beings on the surface, just as you are in contact with Adam in the mantle. You on the surface are direct descendants of a roving band of ETs who created you to mine the Earth's resources. These creator ETs don't reside on Earth at this time. However, you all have the same spiritual potential as inner Earth beings. Your life on the surface in no way mirrors life as in the inner Earth. The only thing on the surface that mirrors life inwardly are the mountains and oceans and plains. These inner earth beings have your surface conditions fully monitored. They know all that transpires on the earth, just as we in the mantle know all through our computer networks. The great inner earth beings know of your yearning to live in the inner earth, where all is a peaceful, harmonious state. They do consider surface people their brothers and sisters who have not yet evolved enough to reside with them in the land of plenty. However, when you do reach a high spiritual state, then you too can live internally within the earth. The inner earth beings mostly watch your surface with little interest. They are involved with their own evolution and don't want to get involved with yours because of the past experience of helping unevolved humans. They feel that the light has to grow from within each surface human, and that until there is a fair amount of evolution present, their interactions with you has little effect, while at this time distracting them from their purpose. They feel there's nothing they can do until your mass conscious is in a higher state of evolution. It is not a personal thing, so don't take it personally. There is a time cycle for all things, and that's why everything is on a time frame, timeline. And I've said this many times. These great souls are of light and are guardians of our inner homes on the earth. They keep all the pristine beauty and harmony for the time when many of you will be allowed to physically enter their domain. These souls are mostly in the ascended state and are continuing their evolution here because of the perfection of conditions. You don't need to concern yourself with the thoughts of being abundant because you, the light workers, all choose to incarnate on the surface at this time to bring humanity to a state where it can also live eternally in the earth's inner recesses. Adam can link you to the inner earth, or you can connect yourselves. You decide in whatever way you choose. Adam is merging with you. Just call on Adam, and I will be there for you to direct your connection in. So I'll do this next one, and I think that's it for today. So, part 7, message from the hollow earth. The inner earth being speaking. So, Lelia, Lailel, I guess is the one doing the channeling here. Lelia, you are now directly channeling us, the group consciousness of the inner earth beings. You are direct descendants of us and have chosen to incarnate on the surface to bring our two worlds together. We are the inner earth beings, and we are working directly with you and many others on the earth, on the surface. We are imparting our knowledge and existence to you on the subconscious level, where you will have direct access to all that is. Your vibratory rate increases. So as we increase, we'll get more connections to this, where you will have direct access to it as your vibratory rate increases. This is your protection. We will converse with you whenever you call on us. We have taken over this dialogue from Adam because you don't need an intermediary. You are fully developed channels and can tap into our consciousness at will. It's not the difference in geography that matters. It is our hearts that attune to God that melts all differences as we merge beings into one. And this is the way we live our lives in total harmony with the Creator and creation. Differences that are so pronounced on the surface don't exist here, for we see only each other's light and communicate freely from our hearts. Our lifestyles are very elegant compared to the surface. We live in what you would call palaces. They are partial living quarters that are round and spacious, without inner walls or separation. This way, cosmic energy flows freely around, impeded by barriers, resulting in a high charged atmosphere free of dust. We are always surrounded by this life force whenever we are in our homes. Energy is always circulating and connecting. That's why you got to always call in the energy, the angels, everything to be circulating and moving the energy in your homes. As soon as you get up every day and you cleanse and you do things to get this energy. We are wrapped in the intensity of love and give our love freely to others. There is always more than enough to go around. Our brothers and sisters from subterranean cities have free access to our realms in the center of the earth. Neither passport nor credentials are necessary to enter or exit, for this is God's world, and we are all God beings. Our lives are tranquil and peaceful. This tranquility gives us the opportunity to evolve rapidly and to delve into whatever source of study we wish to learn. This is the purpose of life, to ever evolve in an environment where all have access to the myriad of wonders of all the universe. Know that we keep our inner earth safe. We are vigilant and caring individuals. We greet the monstrosities that are occurring on the surface. We are laminate in the state of affairs and horrendous at the acts of killing. If we were to interfere directly, what would we do? And who would we listen to? We could come to your aid, but only the light workers would accept us. The rest of humanity would turn against us. Therefore, we remain on the inner ground, just as the Telosians remain underground at this time. We are hoping to come to your aid at the time of the great emerging of many civilizations in different stratas of the earth. Only God knows this timing, and the spiritual hierarchy guides us all unerringly. We remain your brothers and sisters, even though you have had little contact with us, much less than you have had with the subterranean cities. We are the advance guards, so to speak, with us following. So stand guard over your earth and maintain your light and center of gravity at all times. Then nothing will blow you away from your mission to reunite all Earth's people. We are the group consciousness of the inner Earth beings, and we love you and admire your tenacity to endure the above conditions. Blessings, our brothers and sisters. So I'll pick up tomorrow, and tomorrow starts 25. Mikkels speaks from the library of Prothagilus beneath the Aegean Sea.